is an entirely natural extension of self-government. Either way, it is important to realize that those intuitions are simply that, intuitions. One of the book's goals is to sharpen and sometimes challenge those intuitions by exploring how referendums actually work in practice. Having been immersed in the study of direct democracy for 3 decades, and having examined it closely from many different angles, I have seen its good sides and its bad sides. Public discourse, however, tends to dwell primarily on the bad. Critics often cherry-pick the rich history of direct democracy, neglecting the broader picture of its successful operation in the United States and across the globe for a century or more. These criticisms of direct democracy tap into underlying apprehensions among Americans that I suspect stem from the fact that the United States is a global outlier, one of very few countries that has never held a national referendum, making it seem more far-fetched than it actually is. To allow interested listeners to form their own opinions, the chapters that follow describe what we know about direct democracy, its fascinating history, the rich scholarly literature about its use and influence, and a variety of evidence collected specifically for this book that will be new even to specialists. I have taken pains to describe everything in non-technical language, with technical details provided in footnotes for those listeners who want to see them. The book offers a path forward for democracy that is distinct from the ideologically driven solutions that are so common today. I have come to believe that our pervasive tendency to see the world through partisan lenses is a substantial part of our problem. The solutions advanced here resist placement on a conventional ideological spectrum. Giving the people more control of policy is not a liberal or conservative position, but an aspiration that spans the spectrum. Not everyone will reach the same conclusion about the merits of direct democracy, but I hope that by the end of this book it will seem, at the very least, like an idea worth more consideration than it has been given to date. Even better, I hope some might come to see referendums as a way to meet the challenges of populism and make our aspirations for self-government more of a reality. Democracy is drifting away from popular control, but we have the tools to bring it back. I have been thinking about these issues for several years, but the hard work on the book began in 2017 during a sabbatical at the University of Chicago's Stigler Center for the Study of the Economy and the State. I am grateful to Luigi Zingales, the center's director, for hosting my visit, for encouraging me to pursue the project, and generally twisting my arm to give a series of lectures in which I sketched out the framework of the book. My visit there was quite stimulating, and led me to think more broadly about the questions that I originally anticipated. Discussions with faculty members and visiting scholars during my visit to the center were also important in developing my ideas. As I wrote the book, my colleagues at the University of Southern California were immensely helpful in allowing me to test-run arguments over lunch, coffee and dinner, and during workshops. No doubt they sometimes tired of hearing about it, but they never let on, and our wide-ranging discussions substantially sharpened the arguments. Many people informed my thinking, but I want to acknowledge by name several people who provided particularly helpful comments, discussions, or written feedback. Chris Berry, Odilon Camara, Janet King, Eckhard Kohler, Martin Levine, Anthony Orlando, Oz Ozbash, and Yanhui Wu. I received able research assistance from Artum Zhukov and Elise Matsusaka. My editor at Princeton University Press, Bridget Flannery McCoy, made numerous contributions to every aspect of the manuscript: organization, structure, exposition, going well beyond the call of duty. I thought it was done when I gave her the first draft, but the version here is vastly different and, in my opinion, vastly superior, due to her patient questions, comments, and calls for revision, more accessible, clearer, and stripped of superfluous digressions. Finally, my